Life paths, 6s and 33s. How are you coping in this universal year of 6 in 2022? Because I can tell you, I've definitely been feeling this energy really intensely, and we are only 6 months in to the year. We've got another 6 to go. So I wanted to do this video to just raise some awareness and just for us to kind of recenter ourselves and remember that if we are feeling it more intensely, it's more than likely because we are going to be, or we are in the spotlight of that energy this year. It's also just worth noting that if you also have, you don't necessarily have to be a 6 or a 33 life path to be feeling this energy more. You might have it in your soul urge or your destiny numbers or other 6s, you know, like in your charts or your date of births or personal years, or 33s as well. They can show up in other areas in your numerology. So if you're feeling that energy or you're around people that have that kind of energy in their charts, you know, I really hope you can listen to this and you may find it kind of helpful. I also really want anyone who is listening to really feel free to share in the comments how this is, like, energy has been affecting you, or how the year's been going for you so far, or if you can relate to anything that I'm going to be talking about. And I'm going to be trying to do more videos on the kind of spiritual numerology topics because I'm really drawn to them. And also I feel like it's best to talk about things that I am my own teacher and master of, because there's no better person to talk about something than those that are actually going through it. So, you know, anyone could tell you about, oh yeah, like, this is how it's going to affect you if you're this life path or you're this number. But I think if it's actually different when you hear it from someone that is that and is going through that. And also remembering we're all unique and we all experience things differently based on our individual paths in life, our experiences, what we've been through. The numbers obviously are there and they do influence. So yeah, so guys, my personal emotional state this year, I've definitely been feeling more in the spotlight, and I've definitely sensed and witnessed many having battles, you know, with their emotional and mental health, which kind of isn't surprising because in this 2022 energy, that's all about the 6 energy, which is a focus then on the third eye chakra, which I have done another video on. I think there's 2 on my page about the universal energy this year and the third eye chakra. But that kind of governs the energy this year, is like about your insight, mental health, love, foresight, you know, the 6th sense basically that we have. So it's not surprising that those are some of the topics we're really seeing. And it's difficult to see when you see people battling a lot with emotional and mental health. It's hard. I've definitely overheard a lot more spiritual conversations this year, more than in any other year. I've heard so many more people talking about vibes and energy, and it just shows whether people connect to a deeper meaning or not. They are aware of energy, you know, whether it's in the latest music video or on the radio or walking down the street, or, you know what I mean? It's like you're hearing these terms more and more now. So it's almost like people are subconsciously becoming more aware of that. And as I believe, like, energy is everything, you know, and I've had more conscious and spiritual conversations with more people than ever before in my life. And especially people who would not have previously entertained those conversations, let alone believed in more than just the physical. So that's been amazing to see as well. I've also been having like multiple people reach out with spirit or 6th sense kind of questions or seeking guidance. That's been a really common theme as well this year. I've been helping people with those type of things that have come up. There's been a lot more people that have been requesting healing, or they've been intrigued in it, or wanting to know more about it, or try it for the first time. And it does feel like being in the spotlight that sometimes you are that go-to person for many people, even if it's like through friends of friends or people you know and then people they know. It's like if they've got that question, it's like people are referring them to you. And I also feel like there's been a lot of questions around sleep issues as well. And that's been a big topic that's coming up because, again, one of my beliefs is like when we have our dreams, they have meaning. They're not just for the sake of it. Like, we dream for a reason and a purpose, and I believe there is a higher purpose to that. also a lot of people, there's been topics of death or past loved ones, and like there's just more of this awareness coming around it, and I personally love it. I love being able to share guidance and knowledge with others and to help them for their highest good. And I do definitely feel like the universe has even aligned me with complete strangers in such unique ways. And although never knowing them in this life, it's as though my soul has done in another. And I don't know if anyone else experiences that, but it's like sometimes you can meet someone for the first time and you have this such a strong connection and you can just be yourself. And it's really crazy and magical. And it's just such a blessing when these connections come up. And I just feel personally, as long as I can help and uplift others who are in need, I am fulfilling my soul's calling. And it does feel rewarding. Although that is a lesson for us 33/6s, that we cannot force others to change or heal, which I know is really hard, because it's like when we want to help people and we know and we can see what they need, it's like it's so hard, like to kind of just, okay, yeah, we've given them the advice and then it's really up to them whether they take that or not. And I guess we can only guide and inspire, and then when their soul is ready, it will, whether, you know, they do that in this life or another, but, you know, we cannot give our all to others. Learning and practicing healthy boundaries is crucial. That's my one bit of advice, is if we give to others to the extent then that we're not giving to ourselves, or we're depleting from ourselves and our energy, we have to be really careful. So really, really focus on looking into like healthy boundaries, and so is energy protection. Especially when you have a higher frequency of energy that runs through you, energy protection is so important, because you will literally be a magnet to energy vampires as well, or people that could be very needy or just want your energy so they can get what they want then in life. And sometimes people don't even know that they're doing that. So it's not always a conscious thing. They're like, oh yeah, I want this person's energy, or I want that from them. But you know, their energy will be connecting to yours and taken from your energy. So that's why I always really express just having healthy like energy protection. And also when doing any kind of healing work, always use and channel energy from like a universal source, from the highest good, for their highest good. And I find it's important not to use your own energy or life force to heal others, or you will end up feeling burnt out, exhausted and fatigued. And it's also worth mentioning, guys, like fatigue also carries the 33 energy, so be really mindful, because I've noticed a difference in my own energy. Like I used to have, and I do still suffer with fatigue a lot. It's like no coincidence, the 33 and the 33, like hello. That's another thing I'm finding with the numbers, is like a lot of things like we can suffer with, like illnesses or problems in our life, they will often be related back to our numbers. So sometimes it's almost like it's not a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences anyway, but it's not a coincidence we're going through certain things. But yeah, I noticed a difference in my own energy through having more sunlight. I feel like the sunlight is so powerful to us. Exercise and intermittent fasting has been really helpful. And being only halfway through this year, like I'm looking forward to see how the energy continues to play out. But I do feel like, especially those of you that have these master numbers in your charts too, plenty of grounding and balancing is needed of our energies at the best of times, let alone during this 6th year. Because if we're not channeling, sorry guys, if we're not channeling our energy in the right ways, we will be more prone to burnout, fatigue, depression, and wanting to give up. Okay, that's one thing that I really struggle with too. So you really got to ground and channel the energies in the best ways. I would also say this year I've noticed my emotions are really up and down, and sometimes I definitely feel more optimistic than others. I think when I'm aligning with that 33 and that 6 energy in more of the true and positive alignment, where you're helping others, you're working for the highest good, you know, we're doing our calling of being here to heal and help, I feel the energy is better. But then it can easily slip into the more negative sides of that energy, which is really tough to deal with. But I'm trying to stay in the present moment more. And I'm finding that when the loneliness in the physical hurts, I'm trying to build more of a relationship in other realms with my spirit team for help and guidance. And again, that still ties into that 6 energy, you know, with our third eyes. But another thing that's just come to me in the last couple of days as well, and I don't know if anyone else will relate to this, and with it being that sixth energy and that third eye focus, and also my mental health, it's like I'm really feeling this, as much as I do believe in all the spiritual side of life, and that's like the path I'm on, and I didn't choose it, it chose me, and that has worked out for my highest good, I feel like I still have 101 questions. And sometimes I feel like I'm going so deep within my mind and questioning so many things about it. Sometimes I even think, but is that even real? Like, what's even real anymore? And I literally had to do some journaling a few nights ago, and I'm going to put that in a separate video, I think, because it's basically where I'm questioning the existence of the world and all these, like, as I call them, maybe spiritual or different kind of beliefs now that I've had, and I'm literally questioning them, because sometimes I think, you know, the pain and the suffering that we go through, it's like, I get it in a degree, like it's there to help us grow and for our soul's growth, and sometimes lessons we might have signed up to learn, but then at other points I just feel like, yeah, but how much can people really take? And what if we don't want to learn anymore? Like, what if we don't want to continue the soul lessons? What if we don't want to have another life? What if we don't want to go to the afterlife? What if we just want a permanent delete and exit button? You know, like, let me speak to who's in charge here. Like, why wasn't that an option too? So my mind has literally been doing some really, really deep thinking, and it's hard, because it's like you want to think, and you want to know, and you want to learn, and you want to understand life and our purpose more, but it's like you don't want to think so far that you literally think your brains are about to explode. So again, even like us being in the spotlight, I still feel like we're having our own intense challenges too, which are going to feel more amplified in this year, and I feel like I'm been stuck in my mind a lot, as opposed to being in my body as much. So it's really, really hard to find and get that balance. So I'm just sharing a bit of how this year is going, a little bit of insight. I want to hear from you all, how it's affecting you. And I'm going to be doing some more videos on the energy of the numbers and this life path, and some of the ups, some of the downs, our purposes, and just life from my perspective. And I hope it's going to help. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you to everyone who likes, comments, and subscribes. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you.